Hi guys, Nick Jennison for Guitar Interactive, and on the test bench today we're taking a look at the 212 Mark II Bowery from Aria guitars, and I'm sure you'll agree it is a really good looking instrument and it sounds great too. Now, if you've checked out any of our recent Aria reviews, you'll probably be aware that their guitars are just getting better and better looking, and this guitar really is very much in that same line. It looks absolutely fantastic, but it's also a very fine instrument with two mini humbuckers, a licensed Bigsby, but still weighs in, even with the Bigsby, at under 3 kilograms thanks to a chambered body design, which also happens to give the guitar kind of a semi-hollow type resonance. And in fact, you can even hear it as I'm knocking on the body there. It's a very lively beast and has a real great semi-hollow kind of honk when it's plugged in, although the two mini humbuckers do give it a bright present snap, as I'm sure you heard in the intro. But let's do a slightly cleaner example, because I couldn't resist putting the trem on for this guitar. It just screams for that kind of stuff. But let's take that off and let's try a really beautiful clean patch with some nice shimmer reverb, and let's take a listen to how this guitar sounds without all that distortion and trem on. So now we've heard this guitar played both clean and with a little bit of dirt, let's talk a little more about the specifications, and then we'll do a deep dive on the tones that are available within. Now, as previously mentioned, the guitar is made using a chambered construction method, so it's not a true semi-hollow because there's no F-holes on the front to let the air out, but there is still some of that resonance that you only get with a hollowed out body such as this one. Now, the body itself is made of NATO, which is a species of mahogany, as is the neck, and the neck is finished in a beautiful satin finish that is just lovely to the touch. We have a rosewood fingerboard with binding, 22 frets, and some really attractive block inlays, and Aria's kind of traditional headstock design that you would have seen on their guitars dating way back through history. It's a great look, big fan of it, and it looks fantastic on this guitar in particular. Interestingly as well, if I show you the heel joint real quick, you'll see that the heel joint is carved away, and you can see where the satin meets the gloss of the body. This makes it really easy to get right up into the dusty end on this guitar if you're interested in wailing away on those high frets like someone like me would be. Now, it's available in 3 colors. You can get it in black, Cadillac pink, or this gorgeous phantom blue. To me, it looks like Pelham blue, but of course Pelham blue is a trademark, so Aria are calling it phantom blue, but we know, yeah, we kind of know what we're dealing with here. Really gorgeous metallic blue, and you can see that as I turn it kind of this way and that. It shows off the finish really beautifully. It looks absolutely fantastic in the flesh too. Now, two mini humbuckers are providing our tones. We have no splits to speak of, just a master volume, a master tone, and a 3-way toggle switch, which is lurking here underneath our Bigsby, and of course the licensed Bigsby trem with a roller bridge to help with trem stability. Now, let's talk about tones real quick. So I did say we're going to do a deep dive into the tones that are available. There are only 3 selections. There's the bridge humbucker, the neck humbucker, and both pickups on at once for an out of phase type tone. Let's explore those sounds clean, and then we'll do some more examples with a bit of dirt and kind of a lead type thing too. So what we can take away from that clean example is that these mini humbuckers are a lot brighter and sparklier than a typical PAF type humbucker might be in a guitar like this, and that really augments the kind of warm, thick resonance that you get from that chambered body design. Now let's throw a little bit of dirt on and see how well these pickups retain their character with a fairly saturated sound. So while we're not getting your typical humbucker bark, what we are getting with this kind of sound is a really great wiry character that's perfect for classic rock styles. You wouldn't necessarily use this guitar for metal, I mean you could, but generally this is going to be more at home in more, let's call them classic styles, and we'll explore a bunch of those in just a moment. But before we do, let's try some kind of modern bluesy lead lines, I guess, using the same 3 pickup selections in order, and we'll hear what effect the selection has on our tone through a lead sound. So now that we've taken a quick listen to all of those 3 positions in a bunch of different settings, let's do some more style specific examples, starting with some surf / Tarantino kind of antics. Whenever I see a guitar with a Bigsby, I'm just like compelled to play this kind of stuff. So let's throw in some slapback, some spring reverb, a little bit of compression, and we'll see how well this guitar deals with those kind of spaghetti western / surf kind of tones. So a great combination of acoustic honk and some brightness from those mini humbuckers really coming together to make a killer surf / spaghetti western kind of tone. Now the next style specific example I want to take a look at is how well this guitar works as a classic rock riffing machine, specifically in the style of Malcolm Young. Now because this guitar is a 24 3/4 inch scale, you'd probably be forgiven for thinking it's maybe more Angus than Malcolm, but I think it really does have those Malcolm vibes with these mini humbuckers, and with the Bigsby trem it just has a certain kind of classic rock riffy vibe going on, for want of a better word. Let's take a listen to it and we'll hear how it sounds in both the bridge position and the middle position. So plenty of clarity and thickness for those kind of riffs without having to slather the sound in gain to get the punch and aggression that we want. Still plenty smoothness as well, but there is enough character to really work well in a classic rock kind of setting. Now the next example we're going to take a look at is a healthy dose of thick, dirty fuzz, because this is the kind of guitar that I'd reach for if I was going for that 90s kind of grunge sound with a really big, thick, ratty sounding fuzz. Let's throw that on now and let's take a listen. Now it must be said that this guitar comes set up with an action that is not uncomfortable, but it's definitely not a shredder's action. However, it is absolutely ideal for slide if you have a light enough touch to get away with slide on a regular kind of setup, and the tones will reward you as you're about to hear. Now another really cool feature about playing slide on this guitar is because the heel is so neatly cut away, it's really easy to get right up into the upper reaches and get some really ghostly high notes coming out. Let's explore that now. Now, I did say this guitar wasn't exactly built for shred, but that's not going to stop me trying. So let's throw a bunch of gain and a bunch of delay on, and we'll see how well this guitar handles itself for my histrionic shreddy pretensions. Let's try that now. So there you go guys, this has been the 212 Bowery from Aria Guitars. It's a great looking guitar, as I'm sure you'll agree, and it has a very interesting feature set that is going to fill a nice little hole in just about anybody's guitar collection, I think. Once again, a very unique looking and unique sounding guitar with a really interesting feature set from Aria, but not so unfamiliar that you're not going to know what to do with it. I am a huge fan of the way this guitar looks as well, especially in Cadillac pink. Do go and check that out. We have nothing to fear from pink guitars, gentlemen, especially the Cadillac pink that this guitar comes in. It looks absolutely gorgeous. One more time, this is the 212 Mark II Bowery from Aria Guitars. My name's Nick Jennison for Guitar Interactive Magazine. I'll see you next time. Check out these links here for more great content. We are, of course, your home for all things gear related, and we have killer interviews and tuition and all manner of stuff coming up for you in the near future. So hit that subscribe button down there. Make sure you hit the notification icon too, so we can keep you up to date with the latest and greatest news on all things guitar.